What's going on, everybody? This is FATMAN and the Hawk, and I'm the Hawk.
Fuck Tom Brady. The real GOAT retired today. Here he is. Let's give him some tribute. Put some respect on that name. Drew Brees announces his retirement today. Once again, say it loud, say it proud. Fuck Tom Brady. Now let's talk about some other shit there, hockey boy.
Yes, Drew Brees did announce his retirement. He retires first in yards, second in touchdowns, first in overall passing completions. It's end of an era for a lot of fans. A lot of Saints fans probably very sad about this, but it is what it is. It was a very, very good career. Where do the Saints go now? It looks like they're signing Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill's already under contract, bud.
Well, they're
you mean Jameis?
They're restructuring his contract to make it more friendly for the team.
That's more team friendly. Anyway, outside of fuck Tom Brady and paying a little homage to Drew Brees, what's new in the world of something everyone seems to love talking about these days? The big trade of Russell Wilson.
Oh, yes. We're hearing a lot of sources going around talking about how the Bears are heavily going after Russell Wilson. I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff. Khalil Mack, couple first rounders, all kinds of stuff that's just floating around on the internet. But in the same breath, we've got another source out there saying that Seattle is actually working on restructuring Russell's contract to make that contract also more friendly for the team. So it's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now, for Seattle, the whole Russell Wilson thing. Like, it's just all over the place.
So I think if they're going to trade Russell Wilson, now would be the time. But by the sound of some of the reports that came out this morning, I was reading, I saw the same thing you did about them trying to restructure his contract, trying to get him some offensive linemen, so he's in a little better position than old Patty Boy over there in Kansas City with no linemen left. I don't know. I still would like to see Russ go to Miami. We can give him the number 3 pick, number 18 pick. How do you say no to that? We'll throw my boy Tua in too.
Right. So you can go get a Russell jersey immediately.
I'd have a number 3 on my back that day, bud.
Yep. That's kind of the only way I would see it. If it does somehow happen, which it's not going to, but if it does happen, 3 first rounders, star player, probably a third rounder.
I just don't know how. I just don't know why everybody thinks the Bears are such a high player in the move for Russ.
I don't know. Probably because they're going to sign like Alex Smith or something.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I mean, that's like the big thing. Like, it's just going everywhere. I guess. Vegas took it off the books, and the favorite there was the Bears, and they were right about the last 2 trades with Wentz and Matt Stafford. They took it off the books, and the favorite ended up getting traded there. So
I still think that's why Dallas re-signed Dak, so they could send Dak and Zeke to Seattle for Russ.
No.
Why not? You get a star running back and quarterback.
I think I'd take Rashad Penny with one leg over Ezekiel Elliott right now. And I like Zeke, but just not that much to say goodbye, Russ.
Here we go. The closet Cowboys fans coming out again.
Mahomes overrated. How so, bud? I'd like to know, how is he overrated? All right, probably the second biggest news of the entire week is that Dak signed a huge contract for the Dallas Cowboys. How do you feel about that?
I think it was way too much money, but with the market that's out there, I understand it. Hopefully he bounces back from that injury and plays up to that money. I don't watch a lot of Cowboys games, so from what I could tell, he's decent. He's better than average. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he's worth $100 80 mil, 4 years. Like that's 40 million, $42 million a year. I think that's just no,
It's
no.
well, if it works out and the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, then he was worth every penny.
You know what? If that happens, I'll eat the crow live.
Ooh, big old plate full of shitski.
Yep,
Love
I
to see
mean,
that.
100%. I don't know. I just think that Dallas needs a ton of pieces. It feels like if you were to make this signing be in like some type of like win now mode. Now it is somewhat friendly, that they're not going to be in cap hell a couple years down the road. That's fine. But at the same time, the way the market is, now you're just signing guys who can't win Super Bowls twice as much over a guy that does win Super Bowls.
The only thing they need to do in Dallas is build that defense a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody here put in the chat about is TY going to Kansas City?
I don't.
That's what I saw. I mean, I saw it earlier on one of the groups. It popped up. Does Kansas City have the money to pay him?
Even if they did, why would they go and get a wide receiver? Do they need one?
Well, I think Sammy Watkins is a free agent, and one of their other receivers is a free agent. So all they would have is Tyreek Hill.
Well, they'd also have McKill Hardman, and Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
they don't really need to sign T.Y. Hilton. If anything, they should probably go after a couple of tackles since they decided to thin their offensive line. That's just my opinion on that.
They really thinned out their offensive line.
Oh, yeah. Another huge thing that's been kind of going around, something that I've seen, not sure if everybody else seen, but a possible Sam Darnold trade. It was rumored at first that 49ers were going to be a big player, but then it came out a little bit later that the 49ers weren't. But over a third of the NFL teams have contacted the Jets about Sam Darnold.
I think the Jets should keep him. So we saw what happened with Tannehill, right? Tannehill was in Miami with Gase, was kind of trash, goes to Tennessee, and look, he's pretty good now. I'm a little butthurt that he's playing so well, but he's pretty good now. Stings a little. So if you're the Jets and you look at it and you say, well, Adam Gase, well, Tannehill turned out to be all right after Gase left. I wonder if Sam Darnold will be all right. We got a new head coach. We got Salah, so I would keep him. If I was the Jets, I'd probably draft that offensive lineman, that Penny Sewell, to protect Darnold a little bit, get him going.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm the Jets, I would also keep Sam Darnold. Being in the situation that he's been in over the last few years, got to consider Sam Darnold's been dealing with what Watson's been dealing with over 1 year.
Yep.
Like every piece that Sam Darnold gets that's remotely decent gone. Best receiver is Jamison Crowder. That's their best guy over there.
And of course, I'm lobbying for the Jets to keep Sam Darnold because got to win at least 2 games a year.
Yeah,
beat the snot out of that division rival. And if you're the Jets, you could trade out of that number 2 pick and get some more. The Jets need a lot of help. They could trade out of that number 2 pick. Somebody will probably give them a couple other picks for that move if they want to move up there and get a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what we got. Let me read some comments here. Niners won't make a move. Jimmy G is their guy. They will draft somebody. And that's kind of like where I'm starting to lean towards. My favorite for the Niners quarterback situation was Kirk Cousins, at least after Matt Stafford went to the Rams. But I'm starting to think that, if they're going to get a guy that's going to be through the draft, they're going to take their chance on Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'm thinking that they definitely are going to have a quarterback situation over there. I'm not 100% sold on Jimmy Garoppolo. It's not like it's not a secret. And there was like a stat that came around that was floating around that he was actually one of the better quarterbacks throwing the deep ball, and he's getting compared to guys that are throwing the ball over 20 plus yards 50, 60 times, and he's throwing the ball 29 times. That's doesn't tell us that he can throw the ball outside. That's his problem. He doesn't throw the ball outside. Okay, cool. He completed 51% or something like that. Maybe it was a little higher. I'm probably underselling him. Maybe he completed a decent amount of those 29 throws, but you're only attempting it 29 times in a 16 game season.
The only real knock on Jimmy G is he's always hurt. He can't stay healthy an entire season. That's really the only terrible thing you could say about him. He took the Niners he was instrumental in the Niners going to the Super Bowl. The Niners could have won that Super Bowl. It's just, Mahomes and the Chiefs turned on all Madden mode, and that was that.
Sure, but I felt like the offense just sputtering out the way it did, and Jimmy being called upon to make some huge throws, it didn't happen. On top of the Chiefs' offensive line getting away with complete murder on Nick Bosa. That's the reason they lost. It wasn't even about the all Madden. It's just they kind of got a short end of the stick, in my opinion.
You're right there, bud?
Yeah, I'm great. Are you all right there?
I don't know. I might be battling the squirty butts here.
Yep. So Jimmy G is not the 49ers answer. I like this one. Niners should draft Trey Lance. That's actually who I've got my eye on out of Trey Lance, the quarter.
He's not going to be there by the time the Niners get to pick.
We'll see. Maybe it's not like they don't have capital. They can draft them up. But if I'm the Niners or if I'm any team that's picking after number one, that's my guy. I like Trey Lance a lot.
You're not a Justin Fields guy?
No, I'm not a Ohio State quarterback guy, period. All right. So a lot of fun things with some notable signs and releases. One big one, too, is that Cam Newton signed with the Patriots for another year. So we get to see Cam back there with Bill Belichick.
And that's a pretty team-friendly contract. It's only 1 year. It's $13.6 million, but $8.5 million of that's in incentives. So they're only paying him 5.1. It's 3.5 is guaranteed. That's a pretty cheap contract for Cam.
Yeah, I mean, former MVP, former Super Bowl appearance. I don't know. What I really like about the whole Cam Newton situation for New England is like how much fire he has. Like he really, really wants to get back out there. He wants to prove a lot of his haters wrong.
Yeah, but they said the same shit last season. How'd that work out?
Okay, sure.
Here's what I know as a fact. So early in the season, he got COVID, missed a couple games, came back, didn't look the same, had no offseason last year, really. This year, he has an offseason. He's more prepped for that offense, knows it a little bit better. So he might have a better year this year, but they're still going to lose to the Dolphins.
Oh, man. Spoken like a true AFC West fan or AFC East fan. Like, I'm all backwards today.
You are, dude. You're flat and sleepy.
I'm definitely sleepy. I'm going a long time without it. But yeah, I don't know. I think if the Patriots possibly make a move for a couple wide receivers, give them some help. We've already talked about there's quite a few wide receivers out there. Maybe he doesn't have to do as much as he absolutely needs to, and he plays a lot better.
I think, I think he's going to do just fine.
Yeah. So here's another thing about the Chiefs. Chiefs already losing players, possibly 3 starters gone off their line. 2 were hurt during Super Bowl, hence Mahomes running for his life. So I guess that's the response to why Mahomes is overrated. And all I'm going to say to that is MVP, Super Bowl ring, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 3 starting years. he has yet to be proven to be overrated.
But I will say he gonna get hit a lot with no offensive lineman. So that's the thing, right? So going into the Super Bowl, everyone's talking about how his tackles were hurt. And we've seen him running like a chicken with his head cut off that entire game. So how do they follow that up? After the embarrassment of the Super Bowl, how do they follow that up? Let's cut our entire offensive line. Bad move. Bad move. So you got Tyreek and you got Kelsey and Mahomes and whoever the hell the running back is going to, or Hilaire. Because I seen Bell's probably going to be a free agent too. But you're not going to have anybody blocking for him. I was looking at it earlier. I think it was on NFL.com, and it was, both their tackles, both their guards, two of their centers. They're all up to be free agents. So depending on who they re-sign, they're going to have a rough road ahead of them. All right, so what do we have here? New England's going to get him some weapons, like Fatman said. He'll have a full offseason. He'll be a lot better next year. That's talking about Cam Newton there. Yeah, I do believe he will be much better next season. I think he'll look more comfortable in that offense next season.
Yeah, I just want a little reminder that some of the comments that we get, we don't get to see the names. So, that response to the 49ers, or not the 49ers, the Chiefs comment, I thought it was to the guy that said Mahomes was overrated.
Oh,
so just clarifying that out there.
Yeah, the only way we can see it is by actually watching on the Facebook page. That's why if you guys notice, I'm kind of looking off to the right here a lot because I have another screen set up, but it's hard to keep up with what's going on across 3 pages. I know the one I just talked about was Casey had brought that up.
Yep.
About New England getting weapons.
Yeah, I don't know. They're one of the top 5 best teams in the cap situation. I don't know if you want to pull that up for everybody for them to see, but I
could get it ready here. That was from overthecap.com. I was looking at it earlier.
Yeah, New England's in a really, really good spot. Bill Belichick. We all know how good he is.
New England's got a ton of money with they got like 68 mil, I think. Big John had mentioned it here somewhere. I think Big John said it was 68 million.
Yeah. See that, guys? I got a Dolphin fan to be like really happy to talk about New England now that Brady's not there.
Fuck Tom Brady. You forget though, like I don't hate Brady. I don't even hate the Patriots. They sucked for so long. It was nice to see him have a good run of dominance. When I was a kid, the Patriots were a laughingstock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Patriots have 69 million. So here it is if anybody wants to see it. Jaguars obviously have the most because they're the worst. And this is from Over the Cap. The Jets got a lot of money to spend too. They got 68 mil.
They were also one of the worst, right?
Yep. Chargers got a lot of money. Colts, and it's almost pointless to talk about. It's almost pointless to talk about the cap because by March 17th, everybody's going to come in under it anyway.
Yeah, the Saints are definitely in a hole. That's why they've been making the moves to restructure their contract with Taysom Hill. Which
I know they restructured Slant Boy too, saving them like almost $9 million.
Yes.
And they're still $9 million over. So the Saints are 9.4 million over the cap still.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, they're definitely trying to make moves to keep most of their key players. I'm definitely happy about the Taysom Hill thing. I don't know. I like Taysom Hill. He's not traditional. I like those type of quarterbacks, I guess.
So somebody here has the Packers are in the hole. Haha, shocker. Yeah, but it's only $2 million. No, 2.3 million. And more Packers news made me sad. Bastards.
Sad panda.
Sad. Aaron Jones re-signed with him. 4 years, 48 mil. got to that a little sooner than I wanted to, but we were talking about the Packers.
Best part about that is I've had him hype about Aaron Jones possibly going to Miami since week 6 of the regular season.
It was week 6.
And now his hopes and dreams have been crushed.
Yeah, I'm a Dolphins fan, so I'm kind of used to it.
So
has my friend Steven, the Brady lover, would like to say, I'm the president of the SLC club.
Yeah, what is this? It's hilarious that the Aints gave Taysom Hill that much money. I think it's hilarious his contract was that big to begin with. 140 mil, like that's shit. I didn't know he was getting paid that much to begin with.
It's crazy amount. I agree with this one. They got AJ Dillon. Why would they feel the need to do that? That's from Jacob. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I know it broke my heart. I was hoping to see him in a Dolphins jersey. Made me sad, but
I just think it's just one of those. I think it's just one of those things where they just realized that they got someone special. I think that Aaron Jones is a phenomenal talent. He's great going off back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. He catch the ball in the backfield well. I think we'll comment this in a second there. Thanks, Harry, for that.
Oh, boy.
But anyways, Aaron Jones has been a very key player to their offense. Multiple 2-3 touchdown games. Yeah, sure, it definitely helps. What's going on, JR? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, sure, it definitely helps having Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, but I think that Aaron Jones is the way to go. And now you got somebody that you could trade, with AJ Dillon. But Packers make some crazy decisions drafting all the time. We should be used to it by now.
Chances of Aaron Rodgers getting traded to the Niners. I think the 49ers have a better chance of getting Jordan Love than they do Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I see zero chances in Aaron Rodgers being traded to the 49ers. Like we've said before, if they're going to make a trade for anybody, I see Kirk Cousins possibly. Like Alex said before, they're most likely going to draft a guy. Every projection that we've had about the Niners possibly getting somebody that just seems like it's just not going to happen. Forget that. Should have drafted them. Oh, that was amazing. That is true. Definitely should have drafted Aaron Rodgers because he would still be your fucking quarterback. Excuse me.
So another pretty notable signing was Levante David re-signing with the Bucks for 2 years, $25 million. That's a nice little chunk of change for 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, sure, and it kind of goes back to like Brady, restructuring his contract. He's trying to make sure that caps aren't getting hit too hard. Like he's trying to keep all the pieces that help them get to the Super Bowl together. And what's great is that we are starting to see a little bit of a trend with Mahomes and Wilson starting to take little cap friendly hits as well. So yeah, I think it's a good move there. Bucks are going to be tough.
So Aaron, I agree with you there. Adam Gase would be nothing without Peyton Manning. That's why I wonder how much of that was Peyton Manning and how little of it was Adam Gase. All the more reason supports my theory that Peyton Manning should be a coach somewhere.
So if Adam Gase wouldn't exist without Peyton, how did he do with Jay Cutler? Did Jay Cutler carry him too? Is Cutler good enough? Like, I just don't think he's a head coach. I think the guy should be an offensive coordinator. I don't think that's too far out of the realm there. Just my opinion, You can be a bad coach.
Jay Cutler was the most talented never was that I've seen.
The most talented never was. Outside the most talented chain smoker I've ever seen.
Maybe outside of the pothead, Josh Gordon. That guy, what a waste of talent.
We see it every time.
So the big thing with Jay Cutler was he just didn't give a fuck. We see what happened with a whole lot of talent and zero fucks to give. That's Jay Cutler in a nutshell.
Oh, yeah. I can't disagree with that at all. Anyways, we see it every time. Niners smack the pack. What if they got Rodgers? They didn't. Oh, well. And that's definitely a good way to see that. Biggest problem with so many players, they are me guys. One real reason why Brady always gets a solid team around him, willing to take less money. And
that's another thing I respect about Tom Brady. Fuck Tom Brady.
I think he might have scared John and all our other Patriots fans away. They're like, screw this. I'm not taking it no more.
Right?
But yeah, that I agree with that statement. And a lot of it's not even all their faults. It's just the way the market goes. Like Kirk Cousins is a huge player and why the market is the way they are. Taking two franchise tags and then getting signed to his $84 million contract. And it's like everybody else is looking at that like, I'm not worth Kirk Cousins money, regardless of the fact that he has put up pretty decent stats, over the last couple seasons.
Josh Gordon wasn't just a pothead, and that's an understatement. He is a full-blown alcoholic addict, period. Yeah, that all adds to him being a never was.
It all adds to me wanting to see him make a comeback, being on Seattle for 2 freaking years and just never happening. I'm sad.
Let's see. We didn't talk about Mark Ingram going to the Texans either.
Oh yeah,
that's another running back I missed out on.
I mean, he's a little aging. I actually like this move. I think that the Texans are making some pretty good moves. They made a trade with Miami, pretty friendly trade for them. Then they also, signed Gerksey and Mark Ingram. So I mean, it looks like they're trending in the right direction. Considering that they were probably the laughing stock of moves over the last couple years.
Well, what trade with Miami are you talking about?
Let's see if I.
Because I know I got one here. I don't know if you're talking about the same one. I'm talking about they traded Benardrick McKinney to Miami for Shaq Lawson. That was pretty much a straight trade. And
didn't they switch picks too? They switched picks too, didn't they?
Nope.
Oh, I thought it was like an eighth.
And on paper, it looks like Miami fleeced them again because McKinney has been to a Pro Bowl. He only played in 4 games last year, but the other 3 seasons, he had over 100 tackles. Shaq Lawson for them only had 32 tackles, 4 sacks, and 14 games.
Yeah, so I thought
the only Dolphins teams I saw was, huh?
I could have sworn that move they swapped picks.
I didn't see anything about them swapping picks.
Yeah.
And then they offered a tender to Nick Needham.
Mm-hmm.
That was last week. So.
Not a terrible move with Ingram. I mean, I don't think so. I think he's got a lot left in the tank. Well, not a crazy amount, but he's definitely a decent player, especially with how much they're paying him. Freaking Facebook crashed on me.
Oh no. Yeah, I think it's crashing out on me a little bit here too.
Oh yeah, it's a little tough today.
Somebody here. It's got to be. That's Nick, the Purple People Eater.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So he's going to miss Mark Ingram.
Well, he still has. You still have your running back. I mean, quarterback.
Yeah, there you go.
You might as well just start that already, because it's going to happen in the comment section sooner or later.
Lamar being a running back.
Yeah. Let's see.
So another notable thing was Matt Milano signed a 4-year extension with the Buffalo Bills. He's going to make himself $44 million. He's got $24 million of that guaranteed. So Mike Crabtree wants to know, this is a little off our topic here. We kind of like to open it up at the end, but we're going to go ahead and answer this because this seems like fun. Yeah, I'm crashing out here, man. What do you think about Joe Burrow taking the Bengals to the playoffs?
I don't necessarily think that Joe Burrow is, going to be like 100% ready for next season. I also don't think that the Bengals are going to make enough moves in the offseason to fix all the holes that they got going on. They really need to figure out how to protect their quarterback. Burrow took an ass beating, last season. And obviously getting hurt the way he did, he's in the situation he is in now. So I don't think that he is going to take the Bengals to the playoffs, at least not in the foreseeable future.
Right. So my thought is, will Joe Burrow take the Bengals to the playoffs? Yes. Anytime soon? No. Because you still have the Ravens, who are a pretty good football team. You have the Browns, who are probably going to win that division, I think. Look really good. And the Steelers aren't dead. Now, we're probably only a year away from the Steelers rebuilding. The Bengals are currently rebuilding. So 3 years from now, yeah, I definitely think he could get into the playoffs. I mean, Andy Dalton did it.
This guy's pretty much on the same line you are. He possibly could. I don't think it'll happen this year, but possibly next year. It'll also be hard since they have to play the Ravens and Browns twice each year, and plus the Steelers. I definitely think that it is a three-man race. So
that's Parker.
Okay. I definitely think that you're looking at three teams in that division that is going to make the playoffs. And it kind of sucks being the Bengals at this point because y'all are still rebuilding your franchise.
The one thing I want to talk about with the Bengals is AJ Green's going to be a free agent. Nobody's talking about him. Why is that?
I don't know. I think it might have something to do with him being a little bit injury prone over the last couple seasons. He's aging a little bit. Maybe that's really what it is.
And he's also very disgruntled in Cincinnati. He's been saying that for 2 years.
So does he sign in Cincinnati?
Does he maybe sign somewhere like New England?
I mean,
or Miami? Or let's see, who else could benefit from a good wide receiver? Indianapolis with their new quarterback?
Yeah. Philadelphia.
Buffalo.
Well, Buffalo's receiving core is already
but he's not going to go to Philly. He wants to go somewhere where he's going to win. That's why he's disgruntled in Cincy.
All you need to do is win 6 or 5 games and you go to the playoffs. That's like the easiest fucking road.
That's true. Dallas is going to be 12-4 this season.
Yeah. You got the Bengals going 7-9 next season. I think that's a little high. I got them more around the 4-5 win mark, at least right now.
So Jordan has a little insight here to AJ Green being done. Here it is. Yes, AJ Green is done. People aren't talking about Geno Atkins. He's going to get released. I haven't heard Geno Atkins' name in like 3 years. So
that's kind of what happens when, the team takes a nosedive like it did. It is what it is.
Hey, I like defensive lineman. I know he was a monster early. Yeah. So hopefully he goes somewhere and gets back to form.
Maybe he can go on like some type of deal that Ndamukong Suh does. He basically signs 1-year contracts.
Just a merc.
And he has yet to disappoint any team besides, maybe the Lions with what he did to Aaron Rodgers.
All right, man. So let's run through some more releases. Casey Hayward got released by the Chargers. Seahawks released Carlos Dunlap.
The thing about that one is that was a little interesting because I from what I was reading, it's like a release to be like a re-sign, so it's not uncommon. We've seen this happen before. They'll release a player and then re-sign them to a better, more team-friendly contract, and I think that's what they're going to do with Carlos Dunlap, because the one thing Seattle 100% needs is an edge rusher, and we can't lose our best one right now.
The Saints released Janoris Jenkins, Quan Alexander, and Emmanuel Sanders. There's a couple good names hitting the free agent market. Janoris Jenkins, I know he's older, but I think he's still got a little bit left in the tank. Titans released Malcolm Butler. I remember he was a big name. And the Bills released John Brown, which was kind of surprising to me.
See, John Brown would be a nice sign for a team that's looking for like a third or a second. He's a speedster. It's interesting, interesting thing that they did there. But considering how well, Beasley is Beasley did and Stephon Diggs, I'm not really surprised that one of the things they did was cut a receiver. So
outside of that, the only thing I have to run through, Bud, is some franchise tags.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Take it away.
Shall we talk about them?
Yeah, go ahead. Take it away.
All right. So I'm just going to run through the list here. The Bucs, these are all the franchise tags. So the Bucs franchised Chris Godwin. The Jets franchised Marcus May. Panthers tagged Taylor. I'm going to butcher his name, but it looks like Motton. Bears franchised Allen Robinson, who was a big name everyone was looking at to hit the free agent market. The Jaguars tagged Cam Robinson. Washington tagged Brandon Scherf. That was a guy I was kind of excited about. Denver tagged Justin Simmons. The Giants tagged Leonard Williams. And New Orleans tagged Marcus Williams. So it was looked like a bunch of receivers, safeties, and offensive linemen.
Seattle could definitely use an offensive lineman. Allen Robinson, I wanted him on the Ravens.
That is Mike.
Is that not still possible? Did something happen with Allen Robinson?
Yeah, he got franchise tagged.
Oh, Jesus.
I just said that, bud. What'd you do? Fall asleep on me?
Yeah, I did fall asleep.
Now, I don't think he signed it yet, but he got tagged.
Yeah.
I mean, they could always not sign.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, bud. Seems a little dead today.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely dead. No doubt about that. I'm dead. You're dead.
Yeah, I had a long day yesterday.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm still up for saying fuck Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah. I want to try to find that trade that we were just talking about.
So Nick is hoping that Baltimore gets Antonio Brown.
Jesus, everything's going for me today.
I don't know if I don't know if AB is going to want to leave Tampa Bay, but hey, yes, somebody agrees with me. Yes, here it is. Yes.
Come on, guys. Don't influence them.
Fuck Tom Brady like Antonio Brown was when he moved in with him. Dropping the soap in the shower.
Oh, man.
What are you trying to find? That Dolphins trade?
Yeah, it's got me all messed up because I haven't written down.
You talk, I'll find it.
Yeah, but I could have swore that they swapped draft picks too, because it didn't look too bad for the Texans. And like I said, I really think that the Texans are starting to make a turnaround on their offseason acquisitions.
So where it helps the Texans is salary cap money.
Yes.
And to the person asking this, Jordan, no, I did not watch Trey Lance's pro day, but maybe the Hawk did. He is
Yes,
the freelance man. I haven't really done much homework on college players for the draft yet. That's why we haven't really talked about it yet.
yes, and I gotta say that he reminds me a lot of Josh Allen. Biggest knock on him so far is that his accuracy is a little lower over the other guys, but I think he'll be all right.
Well, if you remember, Josh Allen wasn't really.
He wasn't accurate his first couple seasons.
Yeah, I mean,
At
last
least on
year
the
was when
second.
he really. Last year was when he really turned it on.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know this morning this trade popped up in my news feed, and I cannot find it.
Yeah, I know. That's where I'm having troubles.
Fucking! I hate you. Stop talking to me, NFL.
Who's y'all top 5 coaches in the NFL right now? Right now, Belichick, Reed, probably Carroll, Sean McVay, and Kyle Shanahan. Notice that they all went to the Super Bowl. And at least some of them have wins. Shanahan does not, but, probably should have.
I'm not sold on Kyle Shanahan yet.
The hell is wrong with you? You don't watch no Niners. I get it.
But I live on the West Coast, remember?
And you still don't watch no Niners.
You're right, I don't. No, it's just he was with Atlanta when Atlanta gave up fucking 35 points in the Super Bowl to
28-3.
Forgot how to run the fucking football when they're running on them the whole first half. We got a huge lead. Well, okay, let's stop running the ball. Don't drain the clock out. And then he fucking choked. He choked when we were in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, Zach Wilson is going to become a future star. I actually like Zach Wilson too. I think we're going to talk about our top 5 quarterbacks in the draft probably a different time, but I'm kind of leaning towards the Zach Wilson, the Trey Lance, the Trevor Lawrence over Mac Jones and Justin Fields, obviously. So that's where we're at.
So yes, there was in that trade, that Dolphins trade, there was a swap of late round picks, but once again, Miami fleeced the Texans because it doesn't say what picks they were. At least not that I could see.
What's y'all predictions for top 5 best NFL teams next season? See, I had, in no specific order here. I got Rams, Bucks, Ravens, Colts.
I found my list, bud, if you want me to run through while you think about it.
Yeah, I know. I have no clue where my list is.
So these are my 5 in order the way I put them. Bucks, Chiefs, Bills, Rams, Packers.
Oh, yeah, that's the other team, the Packers.
And that was before the Packers re-signed Aaron Jones.
Yeah. I really like that sign. I don't care what anybody says. I don't think that sign is bad at all.
Ooh, I like this. I agree with this comment. Whoever made this comment, see if I can find it. I agree. I like Mike Tomlin more than Shanahan as well.
So as a body of work, I agree. If we're talking about like whose career is better, Tomlin's career is way better. But right now, I like Kyle better. He's been to a Super Bowl.
There's a bold prediction right there for you. Chargers win the West next year. That was Jordan again.
I don't know. I definitely don't see the Chiefs falling down to 7-9. Yes, they need to rebuild their offense or offensive line. Pretty much all they really need to do. I definitely don't see that equaling to a loss of 6 games. Now, do I see them falling a little bit? Absolutely. I see something more along the lines like 11-5, 10-6. I still see them winning the division. I do think that it's going to be a little tougher with Vegas and somewhat with LA, because I really like the moves that they're doing over there with in Los Angeles with Justin Herbert and all those other great things. So yeah, that division will get tougher, but I still think that the Chiefs, at least for another year, in my mind, before everything falls apart, because it will. The contract's way too fat for it not to. It's going to. Definitely see the Chiefs at least for another year.
I got a question here for everybody way off topic. For those of you out there who still rock a PS4, is Madden 21 worth $20? Because I'm thinking about going and buying it. Let me know in the comments.
Is Madden 21 worth $20? I have Chiefs going 10-6, Chargers 11-5. I think that's a little better than the 7-9 prediction. Mike Tomlin is the most overrated head coach of all time. He won with all of Bill Cowher's players. How many losing seasons has Mike Tomlin had, though? Was it Bill Cowher's players in 2010 when he won?
Especially when the whole thing was imploding last year. Well, last year, the season before. Last year was 11-0. The season before, when Antonio Brown was acting a fool and Le'Veon Bell sat out the entire season, and Ben got hurt halfway through the season, and he still went 8-8.
And he started 2-6, finished the season 6-2 with Duck Hodges of all the most amazing quarterbacks I've ever seen. Right there, Duck Hodges, still a starter, right? I don't think that he's most overrated. I think he's very good. Got a great resume, actually. I would throw John Harbaugh over Kyle Shanahan as a coach. Right now, though, that was the question. Right now, who is my top 5 coaches? And I'm just going to give you the same answer. Like, if we were going to talk about body of work, I would say that John Harbaugh also has a better resume than Kyle Shanahan. But he was recently in a Super Bowl. He was recently a number 1 seed, and they got the worst injury bug I've ever seen of all time. So that's basically my argument for Shanahan. I do have him at 5. It's not like I got him at 1. I got him at 5. We were talking about who our top 5 coaches were.
Yeah, I think I didn't answer that question.
Yeah, who do you got?
Well, so I still put Belichick as 1. I think Andy Reid's got to be 2. I'd probably put Tomlin at 3. I think Harbaugh's a good pick for 4. Yeah, there you go. There's a guy I forgot about, Sean Payton.
So Harbaugh, Tomlin, Sean Payton, all over Kyle Shanahan right now.
All have Super Bowl rings.
All over Kyle Shanahan right now. The question wasn't who had the better career.
Yes. Okay. Did the 49ers make the playoffs last year?
Yeah. They went
to the 49ers. The 49ers were in the Super Bowl last year.
Yes.
Last season.
Well, season. No, not last season, but the year before, yes.
So I've seen Tomlin do more with less.
More with less?
Yep.
I don't think so, bud. Yeah, I don't think anybody would have been able to do it.
I put them all ahead of Shanahan. I put them all ahead of Shanahan.
I don't think so, man.
Yep.
Over there playing words over there to trick me into saying try to make me look stupid. It almost worked.
Almost.
It was good. It was good. It was a play of words.
Hey, you know what? Fuck Tom Brady.
You love Tom Brady. What's Kyle Shanahan's record without Jimmy G? It actually isn't good. So I'll give you that one. It's not good. It's a losing record, actually. But is it Jimmy G that's winning those games? Really? So we can't agree that they had one really terrible injury-ridden season last season.
So you can clearly say that, yes, it's Jimmy G winning those games if Shanahan can't win without him.
We definitely couldn't win the Super Bowl with him making big-time throws, did he?
That's a negative. That's a negative ghostwriter.
Yeah, I think that we could have – there could have been like 15 or 16 other quarterbacks on that offseason or on that offense, and they would have made the Super Bowl. It was just they were built that well. I mean, they struck gold getting Nick Bosa. That defensive line was amazing.
Well, that was John Lynch building it.
Okay. I definitely – but I'm just saying the team is just so built, and the offense is good. They got great running game.
I'm just being a jerk.
It's okay. It's making it fun and entertaining at least. It's been a little stale. I definitely think we're going to cut this at the 1 hour mark.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I'm kind of looking more forward to next week. There should be some signings and important news happening next week with free agency kicking off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In the comments, somebody let us know. Free agency starts on Wednesday, doesn't
it? Yeah. I call Kyle Shanahan Kyle Chokahan because he chokes in the biggest games. I definitely I got nothing for that. He got two really, really big question marks for choking in big games. The Atlanta game and that one. Of course, the Atlanta game wasn't all him, but still. Free agency begins this week. Yes, it does. Definitely. Yeah, Dave, I definitely want to cut it at the hour mark, bud. 100% want to cut it at the hour mark. It's been a long, long day for both of us. We're still here, so 1 hour mark, we're going to cut it.
Yeah, let's see if everybody wants to come in. We'll get this thing fired up a little bit. See if everybody wants to join
us. He hasn't been to the Super Bowl, so I can't put him ahead of him just yet. Okay. Definitely agree. Tampering starts tomorrow. Wednesday starts the signing. The big free agent's gone by Friday. Lady in the chair, can we get an invite?
Can we get a link?
Yep. There you go. There you go.
Yep, Dave's coming.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have Dave Clark, our Cleveland Browns fan, who actively comes on. I think it's like 5 in a row now. Like he's almost always on.
We should name it FATMAN, the Hawk, and the Brownie.
The Brownie. Maybe he'll liven us up a little bit.
FATMAN loves brownies.
Yeah. I think it's nuts. I felt like we had a ton of content, and it just kind of went way too fast. Like I was even trying to stay on certain things.
I told you, bud. We only had about a half hour worth.
Yeah.
It wasn't too crazy this week. There wasn't.
Here's one.
We kept hearing how there was going to be a major.
We know you've got your hands full at home.
Of course.
What do you have your hands full of?
It was an ad. Patriots agreed to trade offensive tackle Marcus Cannon to the Texans. This is one I didn't see.
Yeah, I saw it earlier, but I was kind of like past.
He was a player that opted out last year, so that gives you a little bit of question mark there. What is he possibly? Hopefully he stayed in shape, and especially being an offensive tackle that took off an entire year. It makes you want to scratch your head there.
Come on, buddy. He's an offensive tackle. He's sitting around and getting fat. Here we go. There's the brownie.
How's it going, guys?
What's up, Dave?
I think Cleveland's like $26 million under the salary cap. Last I checked, Pittsburgh is $6 million under the cap. I know, Dave, you mentioned earlier that you said it really doesn't matter because all teams are going to be under the cap by Wednesday. Yeah, I hear what you say.
By the 17th. They have to be under by the 17th.
Yeah, that's this Wednesday. Some teams are going to be a little close. It just depends. I don't know. See, they've been talking in Cleveland, 92.3 The Fan. I don't know, with $26 million available, I don't know how much you want to utilize and save as your wiggle room. I mean, can the team benefit by signing one explosive, let's say, edge rusher at $20 million and damn near use up what you have available? Or would they be better signing 4 free agents at 4 different positions at $5 million apiece, spend $20 million on 4 different free agents that you spread around? Not that they're, all pro elite caliber players, but that they're serviceable players that are capable of starting and providing depth. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping Cleveland's working on something that they haven't leaked out on the news that we can't guess and we can't, figure out and translate. So right now, to be honest with you, Dave, I couldn't help to hear how you said this is you, Dave. This isn't me.
I believe it.
This is Dave. This is what Dave Smith said. Dave Smith said at about the 35-minute tape mark, the Cleveland Browns will win the AFC North Division next year. Now, I'm not, no comment,
Yep.
okay?
I've been saying it. Browns are winning the North.
All right. I will say this. With the Cleveland Browns roster as it stands right now, and I know the roster, this is before free agency and this is before our draft picks. The way the roster is right now, based on our roster, Cleveland Browns talent on roster, this is a 8 to 9 win roster as is right now, before free agency, before draft. And that's if they have a 16-game schedule and not a 17-game schedule. Now, after free agency and after draft, if we do well, I might be on here a couple months from now telling you that we have a 10-win to 11-win schedule. So I don't know. I guess John took off. He's done, right?
No, he'll be back. I think he just stepped away for a minute.
Okay. So, we'll see how free agency goes. If we sign anybody significant, we won't know yet till Wednesday. What do you think about that? If you're $26 million under, like Cleveland, and you want to spend $20 million, so when you're all said and done, you're $6 million under the cap. Would you spend $20 million on one explosive player that can make a difference as an edge rusher opposite side of Myles Garrett, or would you sign 4 different free agents that can start, that are capable starters?
If I was spending that much money, I would spend it on the back end of your defense, on a good corner that can stop guys, and I would look at drafting an edge rusher because you can get him cheaper for a couple years.
Then you agree with my theory. Take your $20 million and sign 4 different free agents with your $20 million. Instead of taking $20 million, just sign it 1 free agent.
Because you need more than if you can get a guy on the back end, if you can get a corner around 10, 12 mil, I think you absolutely do that. Because that's where me watching it seems like that's where Cleveland is struggling, is in that secondary. So I would think I would rather see them grab a corner or a boomstick safety, because that's going to give your defensive line more time. I get it. You want an edge rusher because you want to get to the quarterback quick, but part of it is being able to slow them receivers down long enough so that your front guys can get to the quarterback. it goes both ways because there's a lot of quarterbacks out there that throw well under pressure anyway. They roll out, get away from them guys. I think you want the back half to be able to cover. Give those big boys up front an extra second.
What type of edge rusher do you think would be available in the draft at number 26? That's where we're picking, 26. What kind of an edge rusher is going to fall to us by that time? Is there any left?
Oh, I'm sure there is. You got to remember, you don't have to draft an edge rusher in the top 10. I mean, we've seen it a lot of times. You can get edge rushers later in the draft. You rotate them guys, you'll be fine. What's going on with Olivier Vernon? Are they going to try and bring him back?
No. His contract was up. Plus, he's coming off that Achilles tendon injury, so we don't know. They're not gonna sign him a new deal coming off a blown Achilles tendon. We don't know how good he's going to be, and we had to move on from him. That's just the way it was.
We might be able to get him on the cheap then. If he sits around out there and nobody wants him, he might want to come back.
Oh yeah, I mean after 30 days, yeah, after your 30-day free agent period, yeah.
But I don't even know if there's any. Well, there's a couple good corners out there. I brought him up. Janoris Jenkins, he's still got a little bit left in him. Malcolm Butler, maybe I could see paying one of those guys 10, 15 mil to try and help out your secondary.
Well, like I said, the roster as is, it's an 8-8, 9-7 roster as is. Like I said, I'll repeat myself. I don't know if after free agency and after the draft, I'm going to be telling you, well, we look more like a 10-6, 11-5 team. We'll see how it goes. Last year, you got to admit, last year, Cleveland overachieved. They had good coaching. They had some luck. Some good things happened to us for once, and when we overachieved last year. I mean, last year's roster, if you're honest, with the defense we had, that was an 8-8, 9-7 roster, and it overachieved and came out 11-5 due to good coaching and some luck. So hopefully we'll have some luck again this year. Hopefully the good coaching will continue and teams won't be able to figure us out. But we all know that Cleveland can't keep winning games 48-37 and 49-38. And you just, when you think about it, that Monday night game against Baltimore that we lost 47-42, you would think that if your offense puts up 42 points, no matter who you're playing, you would think 42 points would be enough to win a game. So it's frustrating to say the least. And I don't forget those. I hold grudges against the Cleveland Browns organization.
Well, it's not just the Browns that suffered from that. We've seen the Packers do that for years, where their offense is scoring points, but their defense can't stop anybody. The Chiefs too, man. Their defense ain't that good, but their offense can hit from anywhere. I don't know.
Little break there.
Yeah, somebody else wanted to have their voice heard on the podcast.
So fuck Tom Brady.
yeah, that's what she was saying. She totally screwed up my train of thought too, but we know Pittsburgh's going to have a rough go next year. I don't think it'll be a losing season, but we know they're going to have a rough go. And the Ravens, we say it all the time, Lamar's just one hit away because he runs around too much. So for me, it stands to reason to think that the Browns could very easily win that division. Their offense is stacked. They just need some help on the defensive side of the ball. And like you said, I wouldn't be too worried about getting an edge rusher. I think you guys need linebackers and secondary help. I wouldn't be worried about another guy on the opposite side of Myles Garrett.
Well, for right now, they're set to go with B.J. Goodson at middle linebacker, and that's who we had starting the middle linebacker last year. So am I supposed to give them the benefit of the doubt that they can't, sure, they could improve somewhere over B.J. Goodson, but do they think that B.J. Goodson is going to continue to progress as the middle linebacker and the quarterback of the defense, calling the plays in the huddle, the defensive huddle and the signal caller of the defense. So, they've got I hate to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm left with no choice but to do that. That I've got to, whatever decision they make, I've got to roll with it. I mean, I've bashed the Browns enough over the years.
Yeah.
So if they decide to roll with that, I got to give them the benefit of the doubt that that's the best way to go for the organization. Time will tell.
Hold on, Dave.
We'll
I want to address this comment here. No, Nick, I didn't call you a Vikings fan. I know how much you love the color purple, man. You know, that's all. I actually backed you up on that photo from when you went to the game with your grandpa. All right.
Also,
he's still talking about that Minnesota Vikings jersey, man. We don't.
Oh yeah. That and the Dakota
Nicholas, we don't care about Dakota Garcia putting that stuff. You bringing on a fourth viewer? Looked like some fourth guy was going to pop in here.
No, that was the lady in the chair. She clicked in somehow. I don't know what she did.
Yeah, he definitely gets he definitely hears about Lamar Jackson too much. And it's my fault. So sorry.
That's okay.
Well, honestly, don't you think there's a defense that's going to come up with a way that they're going to screw Lamar Jackson? They're going to contain him and they're going to force him to make throws from the pocket. And be honest, can Lamar Jackson sit comfortably in the pocket and make throws from sideline to sideline? Can he hit receivers outside the numbers? Ask yourself these questions and be honest.
Yes.
I was just going to say that's a question for John.
Yes, 100%. I watched his pro day. I've watched him play a lot of games. He's got an arm talent. He's not a bum at throwing the football. You know, and if you look at him in the red zone, he's only thrown one interception. It was an errant throw to a very, very good play from a linebacker in the playoffs that picked that ball off. One interception. I think it's 38 or 39 touchdowns. Absolutely. Do I think this guy can be a pocket passer? He goes through his progressions. He makes smart reads. He doesn't have the talent at wide receiver to show what he could do throwing the football, so to speak. So he does a lot more with his legs. And, you know, you brought up the Cleveland Brown game on Monday night, I believe, where they lost to the Ravens. A lot of that was Lamar Jackson making people think he was going to run so he could throw it over the top to Marquise Brown for a touchdown. I absolutely think this guy could throw the ball as well as run it.
So hey, Nick, man, if you're available and you'd like to come on, we'll put a link out there for you to click on. I'd love to get you in here and kind of, you're a big Ravens fan. Maybe you could talk about Lamar a little bit. So John's not the only voice in the room really supporting him.
We need to get Nemo Crenshaw in here. I couldn't get Nemo in here. I've been tagging Nemo in.
Yeah, he's usually here.
How about, you guys mentioned Jimmy Garoppolo earlier, John. You mentioned that Garoppolo is not the future of San Francisco. I agree. All right. I called that like last year. And I called that after I saw him flop in the Super Bowl against Kansas City. All right. He's not not somebody that's gonna take your team all to where you want to go. So where do you see Garoppolo? If Garoppolo can stay healthy, I'm not trying to bash him. With what Garoppolo has, okay, with what his capabilities are, if he can stay healthy, where's a good fit for him? Where's a good team for him to go and start and contribute to that team, even if he's only going to get that team 8 or 9 wins, but a somewhat respectable numbers, so to speak.
I really feel like there is a couple of teams that possibly could give him a chance. Obviously, the Niners are going to. I definitely can see him being a starter on the Chicago Bears. He could be a starter right now on the Jacksonville Jaguars. He could be a starter on the New England Patriots because, he just fits in that system. He's not a terrible quarterback. He just lacks the ability to throw the ball outside. Get Lamar a top 5 wide receiver in the league, and I bet he'll be a lot better thrower. He runs a lot because he has no good wide receivers. I think he also runs a lot because he does it well. We got to be real. He runs the ball well. So I mean that's another reason why he runs. But I mean, he makes plays out of nothing.
I think New England's set to go with Cam Newton as a starter again, and I'm not going to count Belichick and Cam Newton out. I mean, because Cam might, I'm just trying to show respect for Cam Newton. I'm trying to show some respect for Belichick. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, which I'm allowed to. I'm allowed to go by my gut feeling. I'm not throwing facts. I'm just trying to give somebody the benefit of the doubt, okay? Encouragement. I'm giving Cam Newton and Bill Belichick a chance to succeed, not win the Super Bowl. No. I mean, if we want to talk Super Bowl, everybody's on the Super Bowl level. I understand that. No. But definitely finish with a winning season, 9-7 at worst. Possibly get a number 7 seed spot in the playoff. Possibly win one playoff game, be one and done. I mean, I could see them going, somewhere to that extent, possibly with Cam Newton. I'm not counting Belichick out. Belichick re-signed Newton for a reason. Maybe Belichick's going to be better with the guy in the second year. And what amazes me is New England's got some $67 million under the cap. They're always under the cap. They don't spend tons of money on big name free agents. Nemo Crenshaw's in Facebook jail. It just sent me a message. Thanks, Nemo. Yeah. I think he's listening to us. He just can't comment.
Maybe that's why it's so quiet. Nemo's not here talking smack.
Don't ever say it's dead on the podcast. Come on, guys. I was tagging people in here. Come on.
That's not what we meant. That's not what we meant.
Come on, guys.
Not the usual batter we get in the chat.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, wait a second. Now we got the group staying on football. There's less of a fighting and jawing back and forth, man. We're focused on football, which is good. We're
good, but I like
there's less Jerry Springer show drama. I got 32 NFL teams Warzone group a little bit away from that Jerry Springer show drama. See, before you guys joined this group, I used to smoke up the drama. I used to get people fighting with each other. And now I changed my philosophy. I'm trying to just stay football. And football only, if possible. I mean, I don't care about the smackdown and smack talk, but people going at it extremely hard. The trash talk, yeah, that's part of this. But anyways.
Yeah, I worked a 15-hour shift yesterday, so I'm pretty beat today.
Is this your day off?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
you're gonna be getting some rest. Okay.
Wasn't supposed to work yesterday, but they said, "Hey, you want to come in?" It was only supposed to be a couple hours, and surprise, it was 2 shifts.
Well, anyways,
but,
there's Nico.
Jordan?
Nico's on here.
Jordan had ass.
Jordan had mentioned coming in, but I don't. Leanne put the link up for him, but he hasn't came in yet.
Yeah.
Who's Jordan? Jordan who?
Squealers.
Jordan Henson.
Davidson.
Squealers will have their
first
losing
needed a
season
group
under Mike Tomlin next season. I think that's a bold prediction. There he is.
Yeah, he didn't come up on mine. Oh, there he is. Hey, Jordan, welcome in.
What's up, y'all?
Thanks for
You
joining the
Seahawks
party.
fan?
Yeah, I'll show you guys this Lamar.
Roast him, bud, because I'm not a big Lamar fan either.
You must not have watched the playoff game.
What was wrong with the playoff game? Are you gonna show me clips of him losing 6 times?
No, it's actually 4, I think, or 3, but I'm gonna show you. And this is the game they won, actually. So
okay. I'm waiting. That's all.
You like my cheesy smile? John, you like my cheesy smile?
I love cheese and smiles. I'm cheesing over here too.
Cheesy smile about what's to come?
Mm-hmm.
Anticipate.
So we are waiting for a vid. I think he's getting there.
Oh, I gotta figure out how to turn this around.
Well, he's digging up something.
I know. I mean, he's got a game tagged somewhere.
I have a feeling you're going to get fried here, Johnny boy.
Well, let's find out.
All right, so this is against the Titans this year in the playoff game. All right. Let's see here.
Oh, we jamming now.
All right, hold on. Here's the app. I gotta figure out how to turn this around.
Are you trying to do it all on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, that might be why it's giving you some difficulty.
I don't know if you could turn it around on your phone. I can't remember.
All right, I got it. Oh, I got frick. That's really hit the button.
Oh, you're trying to turn around the camera?
Yeah, I accidentally hit the back button. So let me research it again.
Oh, here's something interesting.
All right, here we go. So you guys can see this now, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Made that decision. Hayward turned 31 last month. There's Jackson to throw, steps and fires. And it's going to be.
Do you remember that play?
Yeah, he tried to go downfield and it got picked off.
And the throw
Okay.
was, watch how bad he throws this. Here, we'll rewind it in slow-mo here.
Made that decision. Hayward turned
You got one throw for me?
There's he in the pocket. He's in the pocket. All right.
Clean pocket.
steps and fires.
Look where that ball is.
And it's going to be.
What is
It's not even
Ball
One
is
throw?
inside.
Is this the same game? He had over 300 total yards?
This is the game he ran for like 130.
Up 39, but threw for a 179 with Marquise Brown having 100 yards.
Yeah, he had. It was the
Like,
game. That,
so he played pretty good, right?
yeah, but you.
And he won the game, right? So you took one bad play in the game, and they came over here and showed me one throw, and that's why Lamar Jackson's a bad quarterback.
No, that.
Listen,
no,
what makes a good quarterback
no, listen.
is churning first downs and winning football games. Lamar Jackson does it not only with his arm, but with his legs as well. All right. So, yes, he is a hybrid. Yes, he makes first downs in two different aspects. It is what it is. Everybody has bad plays. I can show you bad throws of
Okay.
Tom Brady if I wanted to.
Every quarterback has bad plays, but I see this a lot from him.
I mean, you see it a lot.
Yes.
How many times has Lamar Jackson finished a game with a perfect passer rating?
How many times has he what?
How many times has Lamar Jackson finished a game with a perfect passer rating?
I don't know.
Okay, so you took one throw when Lamar Jackson has two perfect games, two perfect full games.
Okay, and how many times has he thrown for 300 yards?
It doesn't matter how many times he's thrown. How many times has he gained over 300 yards of total offense throwing and running the ball?
That's my point. You're saying he's a pocket passer. He's not a pocket
I
passer.
didn't say he was a pocket passer. I said that he could throw from the pocket. That was my exact words.
Not consistent enough.
How many times does he win the game compared to how many times he loses the game. Is he more of a winner than he is a loser?
He wins because he's on
Is
the
he an MVP?
Yes, I'll give him that. He is an MVP.
Okay, so
but MVP is also a one-year award.
Is he not in the top 5 since he's been in the NFL starting as a quarterback in touchdown passes? Yes or no?
I don't know.
Yes, he is. With 62.
Okay, but he's also a lot of that scheme, and that's a lot of the.
Well, it's a scheme though, but it's not. It's not a lot of it just being schemes. Lamar Jackson plays well, bud.
And I'll give him that. He can throw outside the pocket when like a play breaks down and stuff. But I don't think he's a consistent pocket passer.
He doesn't have to be. It's not his game.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Teams in the playoffs will stop that. I'm telling you, when the playoffs comes, they're gonna they're like, hey, we're gonna keep you in the pocket, and that's the problem. That's my personal problem.
If Colin Kaepernick can make it to the Super Bowl, I think that Lamar Jackson could potentially make it there once, maybe twice in his career too.
Crazy.
How many years has he had a chance to make the Super Bowl? Just 3.
Well, yeah, he's only been in the league 3 years. But I won't even really count his rookie year because he didn't even start the whole year. He only started the half of the year.
Didn't he go 6-2?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he was phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm not denying that he's a good athlete and everything. I just don't
think he's a good quarterback.
I don't think so. I'm telling you.
Do you not think so because he's got more to his game than just throwing the ball? Don't you think that?
I'm not saying he's a horrible thrower, but he's not.
Okay, so my question.
All right. Before you ask that question, all we're saying is we're trying to find if there's some way to neutralize Lamar Jackson. If there's some way a defense, not that he's a bad quarterback. All right, he has a different playing style. It comes down to a choice of preference of which playing style you prefer. We're thinking we have this theory that there's a defense and a defensive coordinator that can find a way to neutralize Lamar Jackson or shut him down and throw his game off.
Well,
until then, he'll continue to be a good quarterback. But go ahead, John. Yes, he has amazing capabilities. He's a good athlete. He can run. Yes, John. We're not trying to hate on Lamar Jackson, but go ahead, John.
No, you know what? You guys answered my question. You both think he's good, so I'm done.
but I also think there's a defensive coordinator out there somewhere that can scheme up a plan and a defense to neutralize him and win against the guy that's going to be effective every time. I think there's a way to stop him. Okay? There's a way to stop
every quarterback and every player in the NFL.
All right.
Let me ask you something. What do you guys think about Patrick Mahomes?
I already told you my prediction. I think the Chargers are going to win that division.
Okay, so Patrick Mahomes is also overrated.
No.
Okay, well, is he a good pocket passer?
He's a top 3 quarterback, yes.
Okay, so is it possible for teams to game plan and beat him and stop him?
Everybody has a bad Sunday, yes. Like, look at the Super Bowl.
Okay, so I'm not going to take a couple games in Lamar Jackson's career and kind of write him off. That's all I'm saying.
But my thing is, it's nothing against Lamar. It's more of when the Ravens lose, it's because they don't run the ball well.
Okay.
Because when
He's got Mark Andrews to throw the ball to, and his number 1 wide receiver is basically a number 2 on most teams in the NFL. Struggling number 2 wide receiver.
I think if Baltimore had Deshaun Watson, they'd be a different team. That's just all I gotta say.
You're talking about a bona fide top 5. Do I think Lamar's top 5? No. That'd be like me saying, would Patrick Mahomes make the Ravens better? Sure. Would Russell Wilson make the Ravens better? Sure. Would Deshaun Watson? Yes.
So what do you got Lamar as your top quarterback? Top 10, top 15?
He's around 7 or 8-ish.
So would you go Lamar over Dak Prescott?
Yes.
No, I don't believe
Why?
it. What's your opinion, David?
What's the question again? Would I go Lamar over what?
Dak Prescott.
No, I got Dak Prescott over Lamar Jackson.
I agree.
So is yards more important than touchdowns?
Well, hey, how many yards passing does Lamar Jackson have? And
So it is.
quit making up excuses for no receivers. Has
It's not
Lamar
an
Jackson
excuse.
thrown for 3,500 yards? No.
Did he not have 50 total touchdowns in a season? 36 of them through the air? Dak Prescott's most was 30, and he did that with 4,902 passing yards. So how come Lamar Jackson can throw 36 touchdowns and under 3,500 yards, but Dak Prescott cannot throw 35 touchdowns, throwing 4,902 yards?
Because he also has Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh, and he also went 8-8 that season, and did not win his division, and Lamar Jackson did.
But Dak's a more consistent passer. He's had over 4,000 yards every year and 30
He's
touchdowns.
more consistent throwing the ball with a spread in the second half. So in the spread, we'll just go by this year, okay? So Dak Prescott had 600 yards in the first half, or in the first quarter, 400 in the second quarter, 200 in the third quarter, and 800 yards in the fourth quarter. Those were Dak Prescott's, and those are rounded, by the way. I don't actually know the exact numbers, but those are rounded numbers, right? So what does that tell you? That Dak Prescott falls off in the what? The meat of the game. And most of his yards and most of his production comes when? In the fourth quarter.
I agree. A lot of his production, because like against David here's Cleveland Browns, he did have a lot of those. They had a lot of those garbage yards, but that was mainly this past year. And this year before, I think he did have a lot of garbage yards. But
hey, what's going on, Rob? How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you.
So would you have Lamar over Baker Mayfield?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? I'll go Lamar over Baker Mayfield because that'll get Mayfield something to prove. He's still got to prove that he can get on that level, so to speak. But the problem is Mayfield and Lamar Jackson, they're two totally opposite playing styles. They're both good quarterbacks, and again, it comes down to a choice of preference.
Yeah.
Now, do I prefer to have Mayfield over Lamar Jackson? Yes, I prefer to be with Mayfield. Yes.
Okay, last one. What about Kyler Murray or Lamar?
Right now, Lamar Jackson is better.
Okay.
Let's just wait and see on Lamar Jackson. Let's see how far he gets. But if you're gonna what's the term they use? If you're gonna break the bank on him and give him 7 years, $50 million. Why don't you just give him 50? Hey, why don't you just make him the highest paid quarterback in league history? Give him 7 years, $50 million a year. $350 million deal, whatever the hell that comes out to. Okay, just break the bank on the guy. Okay, do it.
So hypothetically, let's say the Ravens don't get a wide receiver next year. All right, let's just say they keep the offensive weapons that they have now, minus Mark Ingram, and this guy puts up another 3,100 yards through the air, another 1,000 on the ground, with another 45 plus touchdown season. And let's just say the guy wins a Super Bowl. What would your argument be if he was signed for $50 million a year?
Well, he's got to win a Super Bowl first, and he's not going to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Stop going there, John. Stop going there.
His career is very, very similar to the start of Peyton's career, except he's got a little bit of a better start than Peyton. The only thing that's different is that Peyton was a pocket passer and that Lamar Jackson runs the ball. But in terms of them losing in the playoffs, very similar. In terms of how they win their divisions, very similar. In fact, the difference is Lamar started a lot faster.
Jordan, who's your team?
I'm a Pats fan.
Okay.
You're what?
Pats.
New England.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got free agency Wednesday.
Hey, there's an example right there. Look at the inconsistency with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson goes up against a mediocre New England Patriots team, and New England made Lamar Jackson look like mediocre on Monday Night Football.
And
In a
honestly,
fucking tsunami.
and honestly, our run defense, our pass defense was still pretty good. I think it was top 5, top 7, but our run defense was pretty bad. We were right there with the Houston Texans. And
okay, John. Let me rephrase my terminology. There's a defensive coordinator and a team with a defense out there that's going to find a way to stop Lamar Jackson, and they're going to build a blueprint to where all teams can apply the same method, and the guy's going to be stopped at some point in time. My prediction, my theory. Okay, you can argue all you want. You can tell me I'm wrong. That's fine, and I'll leave it at that.
I'm just going to state the facts that Lamar Jackson has the best win-loss percentage for a quarterback in their first 3 years, and he beat Dan Marino.
I won't argue with that fact.
Okay, so right now it's set over 70% win percentage is pretty damn consistent to me.
Is that better?
He don't throw the ball like Marino.
No, he does not. But he wins, and I think that's what matters.
He shouldn't have a better winning percentage than Mahomes.
He shouldn't have a better win percentage than Mahomes
in his first 3 years. You said, right? Mahomes has been in the league 3 years as a starter.
Look.
Go ahead. Look the numbers and let's find out.
I'm going to end this right here. How many is Lamar Jackson comparable to Mike Vick?
No, because he's a better passer than Mike Vick.
I don't think so.
Statistically, Mike Vick has only ever had one season over 60%. Lamar Jackson now has 2 in 3 years.
I think Lamar's a better underneath passer. I think Michael Vick's a better downfield passer.
Michael Vick completed under 60% of his throws. Lamar Jackson completes over 63% of his throws.
Well, speaking of deals, Josh Allen's going to probably be getting a big deal here soon.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
So Lamar Jackson is 30-7, and I'm looking up, and Mahomes is 44-9. So that's pretty comparable.
Yeah.
But I think that's including the year Mahomes didn't play.
No,
Mahomes only played, I think, one game. So yeah, I guess he's 43-9 because he played that one game the year he sat out with Alex Smith.
He started 53 games. He's 44-9.
Yeah, and his first year he only started that one game when he came in when Alex Smith was the quarterback.
Well, Lamar didn't come in until the end of the season.
Yeah,
his first year either.
He didn't play like 8 games.
So here's my thing to the argument, and I am not a Lamar Jackson fan in any way. I call him a running back and bust John's balls all the time. Dak has been around 5 years now. How many times has he been in the playoffs?
2?
And Lamar's been playing for 3 years and has been in the playoffs all 3 years. There's something to be said for that. And I mean, I'm a sad Dolphins fan. We haven't seen the playoffs in a long time. Don't matter who our quarterback is.
I mean, yeah, I'll give you that argument that, Lamar makes the playoffs.
So there's a lot to be said right there. So I think if the Cowboys could back up the Brinks truck and pay a quarterback that took them to the playoffs twice, I'm okay with the Ravens backing up the Brinks truck for Lamar.
Whoa. You want to break the bank for Lamar Jackson? You ready to go all in on the guy? I'm gonna be honest. No. I gotta say this while it's on my mind. All right. I can speak about my team, the Cleveland Browns, and I can speak about Baker Mayfield. I'm gonna be real honest there. And this is stating a fact. I know for a fact that Mayfield is not capable of carrying a team on his shoulders and carrying the team all the way and winning the Super Bowl, like a Brady, like Patrick Mahomes, like Drew Brees did it one year. Whoever else you want to, like an Elway. Now, whoever else you want to throw in there, Joe Montana. Okay,
Yeah.
the only way Mayfield would have an opportunity to possibly reach a Super Bowl and possibly win one is if he's got a reliable defense that's going to bail him out and is going to make plays and get stops. But to do it all by himself, no. Now, he has an offensive line, so there's no excuse for no offensive line. He has 2 bell cow running backs. He has receivers. He has tight ends. There's no excuses now. He has pieces around him offensively. Defensively, we give up too many points. But even then, now let's go back and look at your quarterbacks that were Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl. Who else won a Super Bowl that didn't win it on their own? There's a couple.
Jeff Hostetler.
Jeff Hostetler.
We can throw Nick Foles in there, I guess, too.
But if you think Lamar Jackson is going to win a Super Bowl all on, he's not going there. It's not happening.
I'm not saying he's going to carry it, but hold on. Can you agree that getting to the end game is getting invited to the dance?
Hey, if
Lamar
he
takes you to the dance every year.
Hey, if Lamar Jackson reaches a Super Bowl and makes it there, that's an outstanding accomplishment. Even if he don't win it, it's still an accomplishment to me. It don't take away from a good season. Yes, that's fine.
So he gets you in a position to get there. That's why I don't have a problem with paying him, because how many quarterbacks are overpaid that don't put you in a position to get there?
He's going to get paid, but is it going to pay off? We're going to have to wait and see.
And we can't compare. I wouldn't compare the Browns to the Ravens. Look at all the talent the Browns have on the offensive side of the ball. You just said it. Lamar doesn't have any of that.
His best offensive player right now is Mark Andrews, and he drops the ball a lot.
And that left
tackle. So if they did get him some pieces, maybe he would look a little better. But I mean, I remember me and you, Dave, we had a conversation a while back when the Browns lost to the Jets. It was the COVID game. All your receivers were out with COVID and all that stuff. So we've seen with what no talented receivers will do to a football team.
All right, then the best way I can – well, yeah, the New York Jets, they stacked 9 in the box. They forced us to throw. We had practice squad players that never played a game in their life that didn't know what routes to run.
That was the game you had an offensive lineman sign with the team 6 hours before the game.
Getting back on Lamar Jackson, as you were saying, I mean, the fact is he has a different playing style, and it comes down to choice of preference. I don't prefer it. His style of play, his prototype quarterback, if you want to call him, his type of quarterback has never won a Super Bowl. Name one player, his caliber, and his playing style that's won a Super Bowl. You can't. Now argue that fact.
The closest thing to that playing style that won a Super Bowl is Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And he did
Russell Wilson's a scrambler guy, but Russell's very good at avoiding hits, and Russell's a good down the field thrower.
Wilson makes outstanding throws from the pocket, and he stays in the pocket.
But I've seen him run around like a rabbit.
When
all
he
over
has
the field.
to.
Many plays where he ran for 55 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Only if he has to. Lamar Jackson drops back in the pocket.
And takes off.
He's got one read. If that read's not there, he's taking off with it.
Yep.
He don't go through progressions. Come on.
I didn't say he did.
That's the difference. That's the difference between him and being like a Russell Wilson. Like Russell Wilson.
So Wilson, you can't compare Wilson and Lamar Jackson.
Wait a second. How many yards? How many yards did Wilson throw his first 2 years? How many yards did Wilson throw his first 2 years?
He didn't need to. They had a Legion of Boom defense.
So it's okay for Wilson to throw under 3,100 yards, but it's not okay for Lamar Jackson while he's also running over 1,000.
He had beast.
I mean, I'll give you that. They both didn't have weapons because Wilson had nobody on offense outside of him and Marshawn Lynch when he came into the league.
So
see, this podcast ain't dead, man. We're gonna get this shit cranked up and heated up right now.
so switch Dak to the Ravens and then put Jackson on the Cowboys. Guaranteed Jackson would have won some playoff games, maybe even a Super Bowl.
With that defense,
What about that offensive offense?
Okay, John. You want to crown Lamar Jackson? You want to crown him that he's going to come out top of the AFC?
If I had a
What
crown,
happened to
I
him in that
would.
divisional round against Buffalo? And Mayfield didn't do any better against Kansas City. All right, and I'll tell you why. Let me bash on my quarterback Mayfield a little bit against Kansas City when Cleveland had the ball back, a 1st and 10 on our own 20 with 8 minutes left. We picked up 1 first down. After that, Kansas City blitzed, and Mayfield panicked under pressure and couldn't complete a pass, and we had to punt. So Mayfield crumbled under pressure. So I'm not saying that my quarterback was incapable of doing it either. But this Lamar Jackson, you want to crown him? Okay, good. Let's crown him, everybody. Lamar Jackson will win a Super Bowl. There. You like hearing that? Okay.
There we go. Say it
No, I
again.
was enjoying us talking about him. And I'm not even a Lamar fan.
Dak barely won games with probably the best offensive line receivers and running back in the league. Jackson had shit and won games.
it goes hand in hand, though. I mean, Lamar has a defense. Dak don't. Plus, Dak also has terrible coaches, too.
That's a comment there. The Browns couldn't even beat Chad Henne. Ouch.
Gosh, why would you let Chad Henne run for, 14 yards?
And get it on a 4th and 1.
It's not
Because
even
we
it's
don't-
not even young Chad Henne. It's like
No,
35-year-old.
because we didn't have a defense all season in Cleveland. That's why there's no containment. Our defense in Cleveland was incapable of stopping anybody. They had no intuition. They had no good play instincts. They couldn't predict the play. We had horrible defensive play calling. That defense was not capable of disrupting the pass, creating turnovers. The only game that defense rose for an occasion was the playoff game at Pittsburgh with 4 interceptions. That our defense did have a game there. But other than that, I can't give our defense any props at all. And Kansas City was the better team, period, even with Chad.
Oh, let me comment on this on my buddy John's comment. He said Dak was going to be MVP if he didn't snap his ankle. He wasn't even top 4 before he got hurt. And there's no way.
Didn't he lead the league in yards for
Yes.
4 weeks after he was out?
Yeah, he was
Okay,
on pace for 6,500 yards.
I get it. They were all garbage time yards.
So would you say 6,600 yards and going 7-9 is more impressive than 48 touchdowns, 4 picks, and going 13-3?
How do you know they would have went 7-9 though?
Because they were 2-6.
I even added them a win because they were already 1-3, and then Andy Dalton won them a game to make them 2-3.
Yeah, so they were finished 6-10 with Andy Dalton. And Dak's a lot better than Andy Dalton.
So then why did Dalton have a better win percentage this year than Dak?
Dak only played 4 games?
All right. So I mean, in that 4 game, he had a 250. A 250.
Well, he is technically 1-2 because he didn't.
He was technically 1-3. He got hurt in his 5th game.
Oh, I thought it was his 4th.
That's okay.
Andy Dalton has more playoff wins.
No, he don't. He has 0.
He just wanted to say it just to make it funny.
I like Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton made AJ Green. That's why we're not talking about AJ Green being a free agent.
Well, I mean, And Geno Atkins, I think, is going to be a free agent over there too.
I don't think Dak would have been the MVP. I think the way Aaron Rodgers played, he deserved it.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that was John, who is also a fellow Patriots fan, being a smart aleck.
Yeah, he said he doesn't give a fuck. He's just a Pats fan.
Rodgers just needs another receiver.
Does he though?
I think they need help on the defensive side.
Yeah, but I mean, they're just a receiver away. I think from even if they don't fix their defense, I think they're a receiver away.
I mean, not every team needs to have two number ones.
They don't need a number one. They need a guy that can just consistently produce. Like they got Adams, and then it's just nobody after that.
Well, Lazard and Marquez Scantling played pretty well this year.
I will say their tight end had a big year. I don't think he had that many yards, but he had a lot of 11 touchdowns.
Yeah,
hey, come on, man. The 1 year that New England had a number one receiver was when they didn't win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was when they had Randy Moss.
Yeah, so I mean, you don't necessarily even need a number one if you got a quarterback, good quarterback like Brady.
Well, that's when you have freaking Tom Brady too, though.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is that far apart from Tom Brady, minus the Super Bowls.
I mean, yeah, they're both Hall of Famers first ballot.
They're both crybabies. And it just gives me an opportunity to say fuck Tom Brady.
Well, at least I know I don't have to go into the season with Jared Stidham now.
No, I think Cam will have a better year this year.
Hopefully.
I think so too. With the offseason, getting the opportunity to have another season under that offense, I think things will be a little better.
I think maybe change some of the offense around too.
Get him some weapons up there too.
Hold on. Read this comment real quick.
Miami's trash. I'd love to debate that fact, but they didn't make the playoffs last year. So
who do you want the Dolphins to draft?
I want them to take Lamar Chase at number 3.
So you want them to get a receiver at 3, or would you like to trade down and get more picks and then get a receiver mid first?
Nope, I want them to get it. I want them to get the best receiver in the draft.
Okay. So you wouldn't.
That's not what he actually wants. He wants Miami to trade 3 first rounds, 2 and a 3rd round for Russell Wilson. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, that is true. I'd take Russell Wilson in a heartbeat.
Or he wants Deshaun Watson probably.
No, I don't want Deshaun Watson. I hate Deshaun Watson. He has all the stats. He's got all the skills, but he has none of the heart. I don't want Deshaun Watson.
So you wouldn't take Deshaun Watson over Tua Tagovailoa?
Nope.
Wow.
Tua got me out there doing the Hawaiian war dances.
I'll give Tua that. I'll give Tua that. He's made for Miami. He don't turn the ball over.
And he's, everyone forgets, and I was saying it all year, he was 1 year off of major hip surgery. Again, same thing like with Cam. No off season, couldn't really work out because he was still hurt. And, I don't care what anybody says. Devontae Parker's a bum. So let's get him a receiver. Let's get him a running back. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah.
They made a move and grabbed an offensive lineman, too, somewhere I saw. Traded for him.
The guy from the 49ers running back, is he a free agent?
Mostert?
No, he used to play for the 49ers, but he went to Miami last year.
Breida,
yeah.
Yeah, I think he's up for free agency. He didn't do shit with him. Myles Gaskin was the bright spot as far as Miami had a running back last year. And that Lynn Bowden Jr.?
Lynn Bowden or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, they picked him up as a running back, and they were using him as a receiver.
Mm-hmm. Huh. I like Miami's tight end. I think he's one of the most underrated in the
Gesicki?
league. Yeah.
I watched him at Penn State when I used to watch college football. I haven't watched college football in like 2 or 3 years.
You think
really?
You think the Dolphins are going to sign a backup
for Tua? I hope they re-sign Fitzpatrick.
Because I've heard he's retiring.
Yeah, it's kind of wishy-washy with him. 1 week he said he wanted to come back, and then last week I was hearing something about him retiring. But I think if Miami offered him a couple bucks to come back, I think he'd re-sign.
Speaking of retirement, did you guys talk about the Drew Brees?
Oh yeah, right in the beginning. That was my first fuck Tom Brady of the night.
So now we got Rivers and Brees are both retiring. And
Yep.
Big Ben should retire.
He's back for one more year.
So the difference between like Ben, and we'll just say Brees because Brees kind of played this way, but Ben showed the ability to kind of change his game up and kind of play to what he's able to play at right now. As obviously his arm is not nearly the same as it was in 2018, the elbow surgery. So like Ben's capable of changing things up and going to a much different style of passing than
you got Dave's attention with Ben's arm.
He said he threw us 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
The guy's 39 years old, man. You don't think his arm's gonna lock up when it gets cold and he starts throwing ducks?
And he's not an off-season worker at all.
Well, Brady's what, 43?
Yeah, I'm gonna be 44 in August.
We're not comparing Roethlisberger to Brady. That's not a comparison.
Who won the division last year? The Steelers. Who was their quarterback? Ben Roethlisberger.
But who won the Super Bowl?
Was he not first in the league in time from snap to throw? Yes, he was. Did he not have statistically one of his most efficient seasons of his career? Oh, yes, he did. He also had 30 touchdowns and I believe 13 picks, maybe a little less. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, he changed his game up and he tailored it pretty well. He also was forced to throw 200 plus times in a matter of 4 games because his running backs couldn't move the football.
Yeah, I did see one game. I think he threw it like 56 times or something crazy.
Yeah, that you can't do. That you can't be doing with Ben out there. You can't be throwing the ball 50 times a game. They got to get him a running back. Help him out a little bit.
Well, that's how Joe Burrow did against he's much younger, but he did that against I believe it was actually against the Browns, like week 2. He threw the ball like 61 times or something crazy.
Yeah, there's no reason why your quarterback should be throwing the ball that much. Unless you're behind the entire game. I think if Pittsburgh gets better running back, helps him out a little bit that way, where he doesn't have to throw the ball 50, 60 times a game, that arm will be just fine. He'll get through the season. Yeah,
they had no running game last year. I mean, now I think a lot of the people said it's the running backs, but I don't know if it's the running backs or it's their offensive line because I thought they had a pretty decent offensive line, but I guess they're all getting older though too because their left tackle, I believe, is a free agent.
Well, I know their Marquise Pouncey, he was pretty old. He retired.
Yeah, that he retired, and then their left tackle Villanueva or whatever. I guess I think he's a free agent, and then they lost their right tackle before last year, Gilbert. I want to say he was left in free agency and signed with somebody. So they had to revamp.
I think the big mistake that the Steelers are making is not bringing back Bud Dupree.
Yeah, I kind of said that too because he made TJ Watt's good, but he made TJ Watt it was easier for TJ Watt to do his thing.
I would like to read this comment. Hey, I heard Baker signed a multi-year contract with Hefty for their trash commercials.
Yeah, Baker don't need the money now with all these commercials.
Oh,
look at this one from Big Ben is like an emotional support animal.
I actually didn't see that one. That's funny.
I didn't either. I started scrolling back up through. So here, this is the one. I knew Miami traded for an offensive lineman, so they traded with the Titans for last year's. It was their first round pick last year, so I don't know if the guy underperformed that bad or what.
What I heard is he had an attitude problem.
No, Flores will fix that, hopefully. This is, I believe this was Nico over on the Warzone page. Big Ben's going down with a fight this season. Last ride, pick their O-line, draft Harris, ATN from Clemson or Williams from North Carolina, running back, sign a veteran running back like Adrian Peterson, or even bring Bell back.
Don't bring Bell back.
Yeah, I don't. I think Le'Veon Bell is done. I don't think he's got anything left in the tank.
Although I wouldn't mind the signing of Adrian Peterson. He's still got the spunk.
Him and Frank Gorge getting up there in age. Both about 47 now?
67.
Something like that. They're both
He's
old.
gonna keep playing until his kid gets drafted so they can play on the same team.
That might be even more real than like Tom Brady still being in the league because he's a running back, and running backs, their careers are short.
This is pretty funny too. Here's another comment from Rob. Shit, I slapped a Baker Mayfield sticker on my vacuum and it sucks more now. Rob is a Steelers fan, by the way.
Yeah, Dave, he's ready for you.
So Dave, how would you like a package deal for Stephon Gilmore for OBJ?
Nah, keep OBJ. I'm an OBJ fan.
But the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, well, the New England Patriots don't need him either because, if Odell Beckham Jr. is not successful in Cleveland, why do people have this concept that he's going to be successful with another team? Explain that to me.
Well, he might not just fit their culture or whatever. I don't know. I mean,
that's a reach.
I don't
because
know.
Cam Newton can throw the ball farther than Baker Mayfield.
I don't know. He just hasn't, even before Kevin got there. I mean, he wasn't doing good with the Browns. I just don't think him and Baker Mayfield gel well. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, and they got so many weapons too on offense. Like they got Jarvis Landry, that kid from Michigan played pretty well. Peoples Jones, and then they have don't they still have Rashad Higgins under a contract?
Well, no, they don't know if they're going to re-sign him or not. I mean, they might be letting him walk to free agency.
And they also got them 2 tight ends. They still got David Njoku and Austin Hooper. And then obviously Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, they got both of them.
And Jarvis is a number 2. He's not a number 1.
Yeah,
and Andrew Berry also said that he has no plans on trading Odell Beckham Jr. So, plus Odell Beckham Jr. is coming off a blown ACL. Nobody's going to want him now, anyways. New England would be stupid to want him.
I'll take him.
Yeah, I would take OBJ even for Stephon Gilmore. I'd do it.
I mean, since nobody wants him, I'm sure we can give like a 3rd round pick for him.
I don't think OBJ would be that expensive either. Like as far as contract wise, I don't think he's really making a whole ton of money. I was looking at it earlier.
He's team friendly, man. He's like Tom Brady.
Yeah, I want to say he's making like $12 million. I think that's what it is. He's making 12 or 13 or something. I think I did see that. Yeah, he's not making what he could be making.
Sean says that he's sprinting now, so his recovery is looking pretty good.
Wait, what do you guys think Kenny Galladay is going to get since he's like the top free agent wide receiver? Because I've heard rumors that Detroit offered him 18 and he wanted to stay in Detroit and turned it down. So if that's true, that means he maybe wants $20 million.
I actually can't wait to see him without Matthew Stafford.
And I think that's going to set the market really high once he gets signed and stuff.
So Odell Beckham is 18 mil a year.
Okay.
That's his average per year.
Yeah, I guess he makes a decent amount. Because I think that's what the franchise tag is roughly 18 million. So
I don't know. I don't think that he's the top free agent. I think I got Allen Robinson ahead of him and Chris Godwin, but I think Godwin will be going back to the Bucks.
Well, Godwin got tagged and Robinson got tagged.
Yeah.
So
Kenny Galladay.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. See, I keep forgetting this shit.
Yeah, John slept through that portion earlier.
Yeah, I still slept through it after he reminded me.
Here I'm looking. The Saints restructured Taysom Hill's contract, 4-year, $140 million extension. All years are voidable, and it's a mechanism to free up cap space this year. Saves the Saints $7.5 million.
Are they going to re-sign Jameis Winston? I wonder.
I can't believe they're paying Taysom Hill that much money.
because they obviously Drew Brees is done, so I'm kind of wondering if they're going to go with Taysom Hill or if they're going to re-sign Jameis or what they're going to do because they're
For that much money, they better be going with Taysom.
How much is he making?
140 mil.
140 mil?
Yeah, here. I'll throw it up on here.
Whoa. What, do you get a contract extension?
Restructure.
He's making 100. How many years is that?
So 4 years. So there it is right in the middle of the screen.
Wow. So he's making 30 mil? No.
Yeah. 32, 33.
35 million a year. That is avoidable.
For Taysom Hill?
Yep.
That's crazy. I thought you would only make like 10 million or something. Holy cow.
So I think
Gosh, why would they give him that contract? I mean, what's he then, though? 4th or 5th highest paid quarterback in football?
I don't know, but I could find out.
Because I mean, you got obviously Patrick Mahomes and Dak are the highest, and then I think Aaron Rodgers is right around that range. So he might even be the 3rd highest. Jared Goff's up there.
Yeah, you're talking about the voidable thing there, John.
Huh. I didn't think he'd be making that much. That's crazy to give him.
So Russell Wilson's contract is $140 million. So which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So he'd be tied for 4th with Russell Wilson.
Wow, that's crazy. And that's a guy that really hasn't proven yet he's like a full-time quarterback.
No.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy they gave him that much money. So, yeah, I guess they are.
No wonder why they're up against the cap so hard.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I mean, I thought they were only paying him like 10 to 12 million. Like, great. That's crazy they give him that much money. I mean, I know he does a lot. I mean, he kind of plays tight end, receiver, special teams, but crap.
So Joe Garcia wants to know what we think about Corey Davis to Baltimore.
Yeah, he's up there at the top free agent wide receivers. I think I got him in the same. I got Kenny Golladay number 1. Juju's up there. Him and Wolfle are kind of in the same to me. Curtis Samuel's in that mix too. Him and Corey Davis to me are kind of the same. They're 2 different receivers, but they're kind of that same tier.
Corey Davis on Baltimore, I mean, it would help them, but
yeah,
I think they need to just draft a guy.
Yeah, this year's receivers are pretty good too in the draft.
Yeah, they need to draft a guy. That's what I think.
I think a guy that would fit their scheme really well is Rondell Moore. But the thing with him is at Purdue, he didn't really run routes. So I think that could scare a lot of teams. He wasn't really a route runner. He was just, hey, get him the ball. He runs a 4.3 and he's explosive. So.
All right, man. Well, I'm about ready to check out here. So,
Bad.
what do we think?
Yeah, I'm down. Down to check out.
We're at 2 hours. We did good. Bringing Jordan on it. Extended the show for the podcast.
Last was great.
Jordan, what's your last name?
Mine?
Yeah.
Davidson.
Are you in 32 NFL Teams Warzone group?
Yeah, I'm in that group. I'm in that one.
Yeah, that's where I found him.
I wonder if I've ever tagged you in there or not. You're a New England fan? I must have tagged you before.
Yeah, you tagged me in. You're the one that tagged me in here and the last week. I was in here last week or the week before you tagged me in here too.
Yeah, I tagged the shit out of as many people as I can. I'm sure I've tagged you millions of times.
Yeah, right. You did because we were trolling the Buffalo Bills fan a couple weeks ago.
Okay. All right. Thanks for coming on, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan, had a great time.
Man, it's always nice when we can get new blood on here and get some fans on here that aren't Browns fans.
Hey, John, let me go down and make my comment. This has been another 32 NFL Teams Warzone Group Productions. I'm going to go out.
Yep, go ahead, buddy.
See you guys next Sunday. Thanks a lot, Dave.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. Thanks again, John.
Yeah, Jordan, had a blast, buddy. It was fun.
Yeah, Like I said, it's nice to get somebody different in here.
We'll have some news Friday, I guess, Wednesday, Thursday to talk about next Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah.
We usually do this on Sundays. It's a little weird right now because I'm out here on the West Coast, so there's a 3-hour time difference now. So I lost an hour in getting prepared, and we want to try and keep it at the same time every Sunday. So
What, you guys do this at like 7?
7:30.
7:30 on that side of the world. We do it at 4:30 on this side. So
Or is he West Coast too?
No, I'm East
no,
Coast.
John's East Coast. I was East Coast and moved to the West Coast about 4 years ago. So
I say you don't really probably see too many Dolphins fans that live out west.
no, well, I didn't see many when I lived back east either.
I guess I always thought that. I'm like, why are the Dolphins in the you would think they're in the South and not the East. I always kind of wondered that, like, why are
Yeah, it does. Well, I mean, Florida is on the East Coast.
Yeah, I agree. It's at East, but like, I would think it's like it's kind of weird with kind of like Dallas too. Like they're more like South, I feel like, than East.
Well, you would think that Miami and Jacksonville would at least be in the same division.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they got the Tampa Bay's in the South and Jacksonville's in the South, and then they got them in the East. That's why I thought it was kind of like weird. Like they got 3 Florida teams, but 2 are in the South and the others in the East.
Just to keep that rivalry with the Jets going. That's all that's about.
Yeah, because even like the Jets and the Giants, they're both in the NFC and AFC East. So
Yep. But all right, man, we're checking out here.
yeah,
So we're gonna go ahead and click you out. Bye, Jordan. Thanks for coming in.
no problem.
And,
See you,
we'll
buddy.
talk to you next week. All right, man. Well, it was fun.
Yep, had a blast.
This was another go around. So for you guys out there, go ahead over, check us out on YouTube. We're working on putting up some short clips from the beginning, the earlier ones. We had some pretty funny moments throughout here and there. So we're trying to snip them out and just throw them on there so you could have little bite-sized samples of us. Outside of that, I started sending this up as an audio podcast again to Anchor, and it's on Spotify. It's on a whole bunch. I'm tired. What you got over there, bud?
I'm ready to call it. Thanks, guys. If you like the music in the beginning, go ahead and add my buddy Brandon James. Follow his band called Cruel Bomb. You can find them on YouTube as well. Comment, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And if you guys want to support the channel, go ahead and donate to us to the link in the bottom. But that's it. I'm the Hawk.
And I'm the Fat Man. Fuck Tom Brady.
Thanks, guys.